Hey guys, my name's Shadowhunt005 and welcome back to part 2 of our Eeveelution GX videos. So yesterday we talked about Eevee GX that will be released in the Eeveelutions trio, Flareon, Vaporeon and Jolteon theme decks on November 23rd in Japan and January 18th internationally in their own box collections. So today's video we will be focusing on the fiery evolution Pokemon Flareon. So as with each of these, Flareon, Jolteon and Vaporeon GX, they will be released in Japan in their own theme decks, and each one of those will have a different artwork for the Eevee GX, as we talked about in yesterday's video. So for those outside of Japan, we'll be receiving them in special booster boxes, as I said. This will contain one of the promo cards, Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon, as well as one of the 3 Eevee GXs, 5 boosters, and an oversized card. This one, it'll be the oversized Flareon GX. So what do we know about this card? Well, it's going to be a fire type, which is obvious. It's got 210 HP, which is pretty good. Eevee had 160 in yesterday's video. Now, we know this card evolves from Eevee, and the only other Eevee we have at the moment in Standard is the Energy Evolution one, which, as you know, I don't like. It looks like it's walked into a pane of glass. But, as we discussed yesterday with Eevee GX's Reviving DNA ability, you can use the Eevee GX that we get in this pack to evolve into Flareon GX. And when it does this, it also heals up any damage that has been taken. So this card has a weakness to water, which we expect. It's got no resistance, but we don't know exactly what its retreat cost is, as it's hidden by the artwork for the pack. But looking into other Flareon cards from the past, I've come up with my personal opinion that the card's most likely going to have a retreat cost of 2. As I said, this is my guess. There are going to be a few things in this video that's guesswork. As for its attacks, well, we've got 3 really good attacks in my opinion. First, we have Heat Stage, which costs 1 fire energy. It does 30 damage and allows you to attach up to 3 fire energy from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. I personally think that that's great in helping you to get your energy from your hand onto your Pokemon quite quickly, quite early. This is something you really want to do at the beginning of the game, as now that since rotations come out and we've lost Max Elixir, it's been replaced with Energy Lotto. You know, you're not getting the energies onto the Pokemon very quickly. You're getting them into the hand, but you can only play 1 per turn. It's things like this that allow you to get more energy out per turn than just the single one that you can normally do. So getting this into the game on your second turn with a handful of energy makes this attack really pay off. But let's look at its second attack. So its second attack, called Bright Flame, costs 2 fire energy and 1 of any other type of energy. It does 190 damage, but also requires you to discard a number of fire energies from this card. But due to the box art's placement, no one is certain about the amount of fire energies you need to discard. I've had to look through other fire type cards, and looking at this, I turned to one of my favorite fire type cards at the moment, my favorite fire chicken, Blaziken GX. So looking at these 2 cards side by side, we can see that they both have a very powerful attack that requires at least 2 fire energy and 1 of any other type of energy, and that they both require you to discard a number of fire energies. Now with Blaziken, it's 2 fire energies, so it's safe to say that Flareon's would also be 2 fire type energies. I do, however, feel obligated to point out that Blaziken does do 210 damage rather than Flareon's 190, but given the fact it's only a 30 damage difference, I'd still say it's safe to presume that the discard requirement will be the same at 2 fire energy. What we do know is it's unlikely to be any higher because you can't have an attack which costs 2 fire energy, requiring more than 2 fire energy be discarded from it, unless it's from the hand, which again doesn't seem likely. This would also work well with the GX attack, which we will go into, because it makes more sense to discard 2 fire energies for that than 1. Why do I say this? As I say, its final attack is called Power Burn. It's the GX attack. It can only be used once per game. It costs only 1 fire energy. Again, it falls under the uncertainty of the card's exact effect due to the box artwork, but it's clear that this attack does 20 damage and that it's affected by the amount of fire energies. So the general consensus is this is the amount of fire energies in the discard pile. As I said, the last attack, it will make more sense to discard 2 if this is the case. You want to get more energies in the discard pile. It would have 1 energy left with the last attack. This only requires 1 energy to do. Makes complete sense to me. Now, with that in mind, 20 times the amount of fire energies in the discard pile, that means that this card can do a phenomenal amount of power. If it's used right after that last one, yeah, it's only doing 40 damage, but when you think of all the fire energies, late game, so many fire energies in the discard pile, this will do a phenomenal amount of damage, and it would only make sense as fire type Pokemon have the tendency of doing more damage either by discarding energies such as that second attack, or by having energies in the discard pile already. But that's all from this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you run a fire deck or have built fire decks, let me know if you guys agree with the tendency. Do they do more damage when they're discarding or with more fire energies in the discard pile? And don't forget, this has been part 2 of the Eeveelution GXs, so join me tomorrow for part 3. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Until next time, see you guys.